At Research in Action, our understanding of white supremacy culture is shaped by the work of Timo Kuhn and Kenneth Jones, as well as our own experiences. When I'm asked about whether or not white supremacy culture is a fallacy, I remind people that, knowingly or not, the characteristics of white supremacy culture have become the norms that shape how we interact with each other. These characteristics, such as fear of conflict, individualism, quantity over quality, etc., are intertwined and operate together to preserve power and privilege for the white, middle, and owning class. This context, along with awareness of our social identities, are important to remember when identifying how the characteristics of white supremacy culture show up in our lives. At Research in Action, we believe that white supremacy culture is real and harms us all. It is harmful because it creates a standard that directly exploits Black, Brown, and Indigenous people. And while it does benefit white people, the invitation to participate in white supremacy culture separates us from connection to ourselves, our communities, and eventually our humanity. Recognition of this harm sets us up to actively disrupt white supremacy culture in our work. In our Community Accountability Protocol, we make it clear that white supremacy culture wants us to read conflict, tension, or harm as a reason to separate or invoke divides as the only way of moving forward. At RIA, we value leaning into and naming conflict and tension to grow in our solidarity and relationship. In Community Advisory Council spaces, we co-create ground rules to ensure that all members feel seen and heard. Through trauma-informed activities and the use of popular education tools, we learn about each other's needs and define what a welcoming space means for that strategic coalition. Embedded in these ground rules are commitments to shared power, growth through conflict, and embracing multiple ways of doing, being, and knowing. We engage in continual dialogue, both as a staff and with community members, on where the characteristics of white supremacy culture might manifest in our work, and we collectively take action to return to our values and ethics of connection and care.